Okay, I got the starter back on, got the wheel back on, and got the mud thingy. Can't think right now, I'm tired. Yeah, the whatever you call it down there, the wheel well back on. Okay, as you still see, I still got some connections that's loose here. I reconnected the one blue one down right there. Reconnected that because I don't need that. That can be connected while I'm doing what I'm doing. I'm gonna leave the that vacuum bottle off for right now. I'm gonna put it back on here in a minute. But first, like I said, before I get started, before I put that back together, I'm gonna go ahead and change the plugs that's on this side of the engine. But in order to do that, I have to remove the intake manifold. As you can see, okay, there they are. These three are easy to get to. The other ones are not. And since I already got most of the stuff disconnected, it shouldn't be too bad. All I have to do is disconnect the idle control valve, which is this guy, and that should be pushed down. See if I can get that done while I'm holding the camera. Yeah, see, just unplug that. And also, okay, I got these loose. Some stuff I'm gonna leave connected. This I'm gonna disconnect the EGR valve and take this off. I already disconnected it from whoa, that's my throttle control, my throttle. And as you can see, I got the wiring harness already disconnected, so I'm gonna leave that disconnected while I go ahead and pull this off. Now all I need to do is I think I had to, oh no, I might have to disconnect this. Look it up. It might be easier just to, yeah, it'd be easier just to go ahead and disconnect, unscrew it. And so I just got two screws, one here and one over on this side for the EGR valve. Like I said, I'm gonna leave this connected. I'm gonna leave all this connected and just pull this up out of the way. I think that'll work out really well. And if not, then I just have to figure it out. So that's where I'm at right now. Right now I'm going to go ahead and get the parts that I need and get it all in, put it back together, and hopefully this job be done. Okay, let me show you something else different that I see on this 03 than I've seen on other cars. It's this connection right here. Usually you have, most of them just showing like one connector. This one has another hose coming out. Where the heck I am? Where my finger? There we go. Coming out here and going down, and also going back. So every time I turn around, there's something different about this car than the previous cars made before and after. All right, I got the exhaust manifold up. I mean, no, not the exhaust manifold, the intake manifold up. And as you can see, I left it connected right here. I just used a bungee cord, ran it across to my shelf, and to hold it up. I should be able to get in there. I already started on the first plug, which is the one that I was getting a check engine light on for. So I'm putting the new plug in. Gonna put a new, I already took the coil pack off. Got a new one that I'm gonna put on there. So, and hopefully that'll take care of that check engine light. Now I got the pack that I got for the seals. It's for upper and lower intake manifold gasket. So I guess the upper ones go in here, in between here. But you know something? I'm not going to take that off. I'm just going to leave it. And this one, I'm just going to go ahead and replace these. Yeah, I got a little, I don't know if you can see him, the dead critter there. That's why I got the paper towels down so nothing falls into the engine. And that's what I'm going to do. Alright, like I said, I got those coil packs. Let's see if I get them. Yeah, see, I got all those. They're already unplugged. They're just sitting there. So I'm going to go ahead and take the plugs out of those. Change that. Take these out. You just said the one, but if I got to go through all this trouble, I might as well change them all, right? Alright, after I get this done, I'm going to put this back together. And hopefully my wife will have a working car again. And get her out of my car. Okay, I got all the spark plugs back in. And there's my new coil pack. And what I did, save time, I just loosened all the screws holding the packs down. I don't know if you can see that. Can't even see it. It's getting dark out here. And you just took them all out. Then unplugged them. And just took them out one at a time, changed them, put them back. Then put all the nuts, the bolts back in, the coil pack. You know, and finger tighten them all down. Then when I was done, tighten them. And head back behind and tighten them off. So, now that's done. Now, intake manifold gaskets. Go ahead and get these guys out. That shouldn't take too long. So hopefully that should be, hopefully it's easy. But like they say, sometimes when you think things are easy, it's not. So I'm gonna go ahead and take these out, put the new ones in, and I'll be back after that. Okay, now I got my intake manifold gaskets in, and I'm gonna show you another thing here. Is down here, you probably can see it, is these connections that are on the intake manifold. Now I would have to pull all those off if I didn't just leave those attached and just went ahead and moved it up out of the way and left this connected. So I would have had to pull all those off if I wanted to take the intake manifold completely off. I didn't want to do that. So I just left them. Now I can just go ahead and put it back down and I don't have to worry about all those. But then I had to put everything back together that I took off for the alternator and for this. So that's what I'm going to do now. And I should be done after I put the hood back on. Alrighty. I'll show you when I'm done. Okay. Well, as you can see, I got the engine back together. And yeah, I had a little bit extra trouble. Yeah, I got the whole thing together and it ran real rough. It started right up, it was charging, but it was running rough. And this is after I got the new spark plugs in. Now, one thing I'm going to tell you to do is when you get new spark plugs, even though they say it's pre-gap, check the gaps. 2 of them were gap right, the other 4 plugs were wrong. And I looked at them and they had different numbers on them. So they gave me plugs for different car. I mean, it fits this car, but it just had a different gap for it. So I did that. But the main problem was, like I said, I had trouble with the number 1 plug, if that's what it was reading. And I put a new coil pack on it. but I forgot to plug the coil pack in for the number one. It was sitting where it looked like it was plugged in, but it wasn't. So I had to take the intake manifold back off, and went out because I was gapping them all anyway. And then I noticed that that was unplugged. But plugged it back up, got all my gaps set, and everything runs really good. So I'm done with this one. Now I got to change the upper and lower intake manifold gaskets on my 98 Explorer. So far my wife's car's done. It's charging. The check engine lights has gone out. So I'm good for this one for right now.